Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at another final once again in between of Tribe Gaming and INTZ. There were two big tournaments going on of the community which were finishing in the last couple of days. First off, the Pineapple Cup, and the second thing, which was yesterday, the Primetime Cup. Both cups and both finals we had INTZ versus Tribe Gaming. Yesterday I showed you the final match of the INTZ versus Tribe Gaming match in the Primetime Cup, where we won overall $800 as Tribe Gaming, and now we're taking a look at the war in between of Tribe Gaming and INTZ in the Pineapple Cup. And since I know already a lot of YouTubers posted a video about this match, I will give you guys a bit more in-depth information about like why exactly did we choose certain bases, how exactly did we go into the attacks, and overall just a little bit more knowledge about behind the scenes. This is kind of the idea, and obviously I will show you guys back to back every single video, every single attack, and go like through the ideas basically a bit in depth. So I hope I can teach you guys a bit more about like the pro scene and how everything is going on, because I think everyone can argue about Tribe Gaming and INTZ are one of the two top teams right now which are out there. And well, let's enjoy this amazing final. But first, if you would like to support me or my channel, make sure to go in your settings, in more settings, and then you can find at the bottom the creator code. Over there you can type in iTzu when you want to support me. Whenever you're buying anything, for example the Go Pass, offers, whatever, then you're supporting me. Thank you guys so much, and now let's get started with the first attack. In the first one, we have Cavarudo once again attacking on Lex. I feel like we had a lot of, or we will have a lot of attacks in this war, kind of mirroring the war yesterday, where we had the same opponents. Like Cavarudo is attacking Lex, which was happening yesterday as well, and the same thing, I think Mr. E is attacking me as well. So always those small things which are kind of funny. So one thing which as well is kind of heavily discussed as well in the community, and a lot of questions are about that. Yes, the main account of Lex had a ban. I mean, that's no secret whatsoever. If you want to have any more information, that's not up to me to tell anyone. So if you want to ask anything, go to the source kinda. So for this attack, he is bringing the Queen Charge Hawk Riders again, and he's trying to smash this base. He's trying to charge in alongside with the Town Hall and trying to take out the Town Hall, both scatter shots and the enemy king as well. After that, he's trying to come in like from the top side with the Hawk Riders. This is kind of like an entry which you can expect, and which means you can place traps against that. Let's see if Lex did that perfectly, or if Cavarudo can make it through the back end. So Queen is approaching slowly the danger zone, let's put it like this, because we have the Expos, we have the scatter shots over there, which are dealing overall a lot of damage. Now he's trying to wall break in, trying with the test wall breaker, which first goes obviously to the wrong wall because the Expo was still standing. And now another wall break, early rage to make sure that even the test wall breaker is already going through. That's something which I feel like a lot of people are not doing that good, that they're kind of using jump spells even though it's not needed and stuff like that. Try to learn the wall breakers. In my opinion, wall breakers are one of the strongest troops in the game and one of the most important things. So with this charge, what is he taking out? He's taking out both scatter shots, which I just marked for you guys, and obviously taking out the enemy king and a lot of Expos, which is in general a lot of damage. Now he's starting off with this hybrid, I'm always trying to say hybrid, I don't know why. It's this time only Hawk Riders, and they're getting into the base, kind of early tornado trap, and just trying to block the damage of the enemy queen. He's going with the early warden ability. One rage was basically swagged for the queen walk, which means he could invest it into the hawk part, and so far it looks super good. Really nice freeze over there. Could have maybe caught the single frame tower as well, and then obviously the enemy royal champion, which was clutch at this moment. Then the hawk riders are slowly but surely dying out because there's so freaking many giant bombs, spring traps, and whatever. But yeah, the defenses were not high enough, and this means this is going to be a triple. Time is not going to be close. You see 15 seconds, but there's so much cleanup around, which means INTZ is starting off once again with a triple, which makes which gives a lot of pressure on us, obviously. And well, we have to somehow come back and get the triple as well. So for us, the first guy who is attacking is going to be ENG. ENG, one of the craziest guys right now. When it comes down to using Yeti Smash, he's basically a god at this. And What is he doing on this one? He's trying to charge or like funnel his troops to go into this long channel to make sure that he can basically reach everything. And then an earthquake. He loves those earthquakes. And what he's doing as well is he's going for a funnel with the siege barracks. So he had the idea already yesterday, was kind of something similar. And what he tried to do was placing a siege barracks, and then he wanted to have delayed Hawk Riders to funnel the inside, which he did yesterday once, which I showed you guys. And this time I told him, okay, if there are spring traps, you're basically screwed. Like, you won't get the single Inferno Tower because that's the main target of the siege barracks, or at least like of the troops which are inside of the siege barracks. So I told him, okay, let's use loons, because there's kind of unlikely that a lot of red mines are over there, which means the loons will 100% take out the single Inferno Tower. And this one haste spell, I mean, you have so many spells, this one haste doesn't really change anything. He's doing it, and it's perfect execution, the perfect timing, with everything is meeting up again in the core. And one thing which those loons are doing as well, they're soaking up black mines, which might be like targeted as healers, which is nice as well. Now he's placing the Royal Champion, and you can see there's no base left, even though they're like, what the heck? This attack was not just tripling the base, it tripled the next base as well. This attack was crazy. He's placing already the cleanup in behind of the Royal Champion. Tornado Trap was at the back end. I think they wanted to bait the Yeti Blimp over there. And this means this is going to be a crushing overkill. I think he could have tripled the base twice with this army, which is still left. Still a couple of loons. Royal Champion ability, Queen ability, or King ability was still left up. And this is going to be the first triple for us. So nicely done by EVCheck. And let's see what is the response of INTZ. Because once again, it's going to be tied. One triple for each so far. 8 attacks to go, which means a lot of fun. And we will take a look at the next base. And like I said, a lot of rematches like yesterday. Mystery against my base again. And on this one, I have to tell you a little bit more about the base, since we know INTZ is loving the Suilalo. I was like, okay, this base looks kind of weak with like the gifted Town Hall basically on the outside. And then you have the Scatter Shot in combination with the Royal Champion at the top, which looks kind of juicy as well. So I thought like, okay, you can't lose the Clan Castle that easily. So let's bring some fun. Let's bring some dragons in there. So if he's luring the Clan Castle, if he isn't carefully, the attack will be doomed, because Lalo doesn't really like dragons. It's not the nicest thing to face in the Clan Castle. And he's exactly doing what we were expecting with the base. Taking out the enemy Royal Champ at the top, taking out the Scatter Shot, which was kind of exposed, and like both value defenses in that sense, like the Royal Champion defense and the Scatter Shot as defense, both together. And now he's doing the Clan Castle. Now he's like, probably, whatever. This was maybe baited, so let's still try it, because he has so many spells left. So let's see if he can still somehow triple this base, even though it was like kind of baited in that sense. I never tested the Lalo if it was like enough still to make it through a Bay Dragon and a Dragon. So let's see how he's doing this. So far it's looking not too bad. Warden is coming in behind, early Warden ability to soak up any red bombs which are in the core. No red bombs in the core. I don't even know where I placed them. But either way, a couple of black mines in behind of the Town Hall. And well, slowly but surely the loons are dying. At least that's what it looks like. But then you can see once again in his scroll bar, there are so many freaking spells still left. He has 4 more freezes, 3 now, and 1 heal. Tons of haste spells, so this can still work. One thing which I'm kind of surprised about is that he still didn't place his poison spell. Now he placed his poison on the dragon and baby dragon, which he could have used maybe a little bit earlier. Now the haste spells are trying everything to somehow finish up this base. Perfect freeze on the Inferno Tower, on the multi-Inferno Tower, and the Wizard Tower. Now the Tornado Trap, nicely placed at the back end of this base. Yes, the Tornado Trap wasn't supposed to defend against this entry. And, well, still the dragon is alive, because 1 poison isn't killing an entire dragon. So this means this is gonna be, well, is this gonna be a triple or not? Because all of the defenses are down. Can he somehow clean this up? Still the Ice Golem is alive, which is tanking for ages at the 9 o'clock side. So this means this is gonna be a time fail. Even though he cleared all of the defenses, it still means this won't be a triple. And once again, one of those close attacks for INTZ. The same as yesterday, where they had a lot of close attacks. So let's see if they have more luck today with finally getting this small edge to get the triple, or if this will keep running this way for them in this war. So I think what we should do is getting into the next attack and see what's happening over there. But once again, this entire attack was kind of like expected and baited from us with the CC. So this is something which you can always do when you're facing someone and you can like get in your in their head kind of. So let's take a look at this one. And I have to say they used this base twice yesterday against us, and they both of the times got in our head and baited us to death basically. Like super good base building on their part. But now Nick is trying something completely different. He's coming once again with the dragons. And if you guys might think like, okay, he's coming with a drag clone. Nope. Even though there's a blimp in his army scrollbar at the moment, he's not bringing the clone spell. He's starting off with his queen, funneling the bottom left side, and then getting with his king and royal champion the right side of the space taken out. One thing which is nice for this is that the clan castle is not reaching to the royal champion, which basically means he won't lure the clan castle out, which is super key in this one. Now the king on the outside still alive. The royal champion took down the scatter shot, which was key because now we can see like the pathing. The perfect pathing into the base, into the town hall for the dragons. It's looking really good. He's not placing the blimp as well. That's something which you have to keep in mind. And now dragons are splitting a little bit. Warden is in behind of the group on the town hall, using the warden ability to block as much damage as possible. Then the next tier, the next rages for the high HP buildings. Now the freeze on the air defense, blimp at the top, and this base is gone. It's just not there anymore. So one thing which I think is kind of funny, it's not like we're tripling the bases, we're just deleting the bases from the game kind of. So this attack was once again kind of like the Eve Jack attack, a complete overkill. You saw it. I think this attack was under 2 minutes. So well, this base got deleted this time. So even though we failed twice already on this base, at least in the third try we finally got it. And well, I have to say, this base was freaking annoying, but finally it has been deleted, I guess. So, well done to Nick. Now Bernal is coming in, the Queen Charge God from INTZ, who's like really well known for his wall breakers. So what is he doing kind of early on? He's starting off with his king and trying to like create a pathing, or like is already spotting for Tesla, which is kind of key because in those Yeti blimp meta, which is this right now, it's all about baiting the Yeti blimp. So what is he doing in this one? He's trying to find Tesla, if there's a trap for the Yeti blimp, trying to take those out, which means the Yeti blimp will make it. Now the Yeti blimp is on the Inferno Tower, taking out everything he wants to, with one big difference, and this is he won't get the ground export. I think this is something which he was thinking like, okay, he will get that for sure, but for now it's like extra damage on the queen later on, which is always nice to have as a defender. So let's see what he's doing next. He's most likely trying to wall break into the town hall and then wall breaking in twice, as we know by now, to get access to basically all of the core defenses, like the Expos, the enemy eagle and stuff like that. So this is the plan, and since we know by now, the wall breakers will happen 100%. Like even if there are traps, whatever, they will come through. So first wall break is tested. Now a rage to make sure, and as well, which I like, is he sees the time is already getting closer. So the time is ticking, and this means he somehow has to speed up the attack, which means he has to basically use the rage over there, and obviously the damage is kind of heavy as well. The next rage, and like I said, he's making the wall break into the base. But now one thing which he hasn't really thought about is that the Yeti blimp took out one important building, which now means the queen is not getting lured into the core of the base. And at this point we thought like, how did his queen survive that? Like a normal queen feels like, normal queen would have been dead at this point with the eagle shots coming down, but somehow the queen is still alive. But the important thing is she's not getting into the core, and this means the Hawk Riders have to somehow get into the core. One thing as well about Hex base is that he had Tesla at the top, which kind of split up the Hawk Riders, and you can see he's trying to somehow heal the Hawk Riders, but there are no Hawk Riders anymore. Those Hawk Riders got split up, which means the Warden ability was basically useless, and the heal spells as well, so he has to heal his Royal Champion to somehow get even more percentage, but this means this is not going to be a triple, which gives us as tribe obviously a huge lead, because so far we were perfect, like 2 triples, and INTZ so far with the time fell and the other attack with the triple. So this with the 75 is a huge defense, So let's see what is about happening in the next attack. In the next attack, it's me. I'm going in with the drag clone. So this time we're not doing like a backend blim, whatever. We are doing the blim with the electron kind of early on. So what we're doing, I'm trying to get away of those sweeper or of the sweeper and the 2 air defenses. This is kind of like my target for the electron, and then it's obviously getting or giving me like a nice pathing. So as soon as everything is getting taken out, I'm starting off with my dragons. So my dragons are supposed to come in from the right side, and even though the CC is coming out with a lot of archers, there's not too much damage on my dragon, so like my E-dragon, so we can easily tank that. All of the loons getting spammed around, and so the next thing is I want to have my dragons with the core. I'm using the king on the outside and have to wait with my queen because I had to wait to make sure that the enemy clan castle is going down, otherwise the ice golems might come out. So I had to delay my queen, but this is something which I haven't really thought about, because now, since I'm raging over there, the rage was basically completely useless, because since I'm raging over there, the queen is not ready with the like funneling. The queen is not ready, and this means only 1 dragon is getting to the town hall, which means I have to protect the dragon at the town hall to make sure that the second star is getting secured. Otherwise, this might have been ended up in a 1-star. So this was like a huge moment, like, God, I did a huge mistake over there in the planning. Somehow, let's try to somehow save this. And now I'm using the Royal Champ ability. I think the Royal Champ was a little bit too early, but either way, she took out a lot of defenses like the Archer Tower, the Tesla, and did a lot of damage as well, which makes sure that my queen could survive. And you can see it again, we have so many dragons alive, and this base is once again getting deleted. So many dragons alive. I think this attack was around 2 minutes as well. So far everything, single attack and every single triple we did was around the 2-minute mark, and was just basically most overkill kills alive. So far we are 3 out of 3, which means INTZ has to deliver now. Otherwise, this might be a really one-sided match. So let's see how the next INTZ attack is going to happen. And he's gonna, or like Ozzy is coming in, and he has to attack this annoying base, which already Vale tried back then, where we had the Tribe Gaming versus J-Off match with Dragbat. So he's basically trying to do a similar attack what Vale did, and he's trying to sui the town hall basically. Vale did it a little bit different, but that's the idea for this attack. Trying to funnel with the cannon. Everything is walking the right way so far, and now the king is like getting rid of the trash, and then he tries to wall break in the queen to get the town hall. That's the plan at this moment. So let's see how this works. First test wall breaker, everything is looking good. King is getting used. Another test wall breaker, or like another wall breaker trap is getting triggered, and now the king is going to the right direction. Queen is getting placed, another wall breakers, and wait a second, there's even another wall breaker trap. This means the queen won't be able to reach the town hall, which is key for this one. And this means the key is wandering around the outside. It's kind of like we expected the entry. And now the queen is going to the wizard tower, going to the enemy king, which means at some point he will lure the enemy clan castle. That's kind of key, because once again, the ice golems are so annoying on defense against those air attacks if you cannot lure them away. So now Expo is getting taken out by the queen. The archers are activating the town hall, which is actually super huge for him, because now he can send in the slammer on the town hall. This would have been otherwise not possible. So this was actually a clutch moment for him, that the archers activated the town hall. Otherwise, this might have ended bad. So let's see what exactly he's doing. He's starting off with the dragons into the top side, sending in the slammer to the town hall. Like I said, this would have not been possible without having the archers activating the town hall. Another rage, one ability in a second, and this is looking not too bad for now. Next thing, he has still a lot of bad spells left, which means the bad spells can take out the back end of this base. The air expo and the wizard tower can be frozen together, which is nice for him. And now the dragons are trying to get somehow through the base. But the queen in the core, the queen is the MVP of this attack, because the queen is killing every single dragon which is trying to get into the core. And now she's defending against the bats as well. And the last 3 spells getting placed. But this means the bats are slowly but surely dying, because of the queen is shooting like non-stop. And the dragons on the outside are getting pushed away from the key defenses, which means this is another defense for us. And so far it's looking damn good for us. So let's see. If we can get another triple in the next attack, this match is basically over. So let's see if the next attack is going to be a triple from us, or if it's still a little bit open and INTZ still has a chance. Next attack is going to be from Hex, and he's trying to do a Yeti Blimp Queen Charge minor attack. What is he doing? He's sending in the Blimp kind of risky on the outside of the compartment, but we were kind of scared of having a bait over there, which means he had to choose like this really weird angle to make sure that there are no traps. Like this would be the obvious angle, but since we expected kind of traps over there, he chose an off angle where most likely no traps are. He did everything perfect. He got the ground expo as well. So far everything's looking good. The queen is supposed to walk to the town hall, and then he can start like later on the minor part at the upper side. This is the plan. Baby Dragon is trying to funnel everything, so the queen is going into the channel. This is the key thing for this. If she's walking around, this won't work obviously because she cannot reach the town hall from the outside. So this is important for the plan. Like this is not supposed to happen. It's planned that the queen is going inside. And so far everything is looking good, right? So far everything is looking good. Now we can start really soon with this minors at the top, king to funnel everything. So it's looking really good for Hex at this moment. Rage really soon. As soon as he plays the rage, he can concentrate kind of on the minor part because his queen will most likely not die. So minors are getting in. King is walking the right way. And now everything is getting grouped up around the first Inferno Tower. Nice heal spell by Hex. Free spell on the scatter shot. I think he could have frozen the eagle as well with the freeze. But the warden ability was off because he wasn't catching the first big group with the warden ability, which would have been clutch in this moment. King is on the outside trying to get rid of the enemy king. And now the mines are slowly dying because once again, those heroes, you should never underestimate them. Even if you're going in with some troops which can target them. For example, we saw that in the last attack with the dragons trying to get rid of the enemy queen, which was a pain for the dragons, and now it's the same for the miners, and now we have the finisher for this attack because we have the skeletons into the scatter shot, and this means this is not going to be a triple. This means the door is still open. INTZ still has a chance. If they will triple the next attack, this war is still open and not decided. So let's see on how the last attack will go, because it will be INTZ Marinol, one of their best attackers. And I mean, you never know. Like this guy can always triple. It's always super risky to have him as one of the last attackers for the enemy team. So let's see whether we are lucky or this war is still open and Lex has to triple his last attack. So let's see. INTZ Marinol is going to be the last guy to attack. And he is going to bring the Sui freaking Lalo. That's something we want to see of him. He's a god in Sui Lalo. He did that back in the qualifier days for the last World Championship. He tripled basically any base with Sui Lalo. So let's see what exactly he's doing. He's starting off with the Sui at the 11 o'clock side, basically, trying to get rid of the multi-inferno tower. Royal Champ ability kind of early on with the perfect bounces, so really nicely planned. And now the Royal Champion is even going for the air defense. Like this. Take a look at this value, like it's crazy. Super, super nicely planned. Really, really well done. And now he has to somehow bring through the Lalo. And like I said, if he triples, this is still open. Like this is still a possibility for INTZ to win. So he's starting off the top right corner with his Lalo. Overall, tons of loons, tons of minions, and obviously the Lava Hounds. And he still has the blimp left, which he's sending in for the enemy town, like just for the town hall. He's sending in the warden with a big different group, which means he do not want to use the warden ability for the town hall. He's planning to use just the raged loons as a suicide basically for the town hall, and the Electro Dragon is surviving the giant bomb, so that's not a problem at all, like the Giga Bomb. And he saved the balloons of the enemy scatter shot and of the enemy queen. So far everything is looking good. Lalo's making it through, everything is looking good, except two things, and that's the two Tesla at the 5 o'clock side. You can see it at the bottom of your screen. The two Tesla are surviving and killing all of the lava pups and minions. And this is key because you can see, except that, he has no cleanup. Like this is gonna be super close. The Lava Hound is getting killed in the core by the Electro Dragon, which means the pups will do some damage as well. Now the Warden is dying. He has 1 minute left. So is this somehow a triple? Can he somehow triple this? Is there any like lucky loon splits or whatsoever? The lava hound got killed. The lava pops did not make it to kill the enemy Electro Dragon. So let's see if we can somehow make it. and get the triple over here. But since, once again, the outside buildings are split up, the Electro Dragon is not getting any bounces, which is important because with that he's super slow. So 10 seconds, 97%, and this is going to be another time fail for INTZ. So this means 2 stars, and we won another tournament with the Pineapple Cap. So let's see if Lex can make it and get the 2 stars. And this one is going to be a Queen Charge Miner as well. And with a nice wall break, and then just the mines into the Town Hall kinda. So he's starting off at the 6 o'clock side with his Queen, and then walking to the right side, breaking into the scatter shot, and then he can trade the enemy king with his siege barracks basically, and then in behind the Royal Champ. So since you guys see it has no siege blimp in the plan, we know that Lex loves the blimp, so this time he's going with the siege barracks. And let's see, he's trying to lure the enemy clan castle because he wants to lure the enemy clan castle as fast as possible. Now the queen is like walking around the corner and luring the clan castle on its own. And so far everything is looking really good. Rage is needed, and one thing which is key kind of on this attack is all of the X-bows are on the left side. Like they're defending the multi-inferno tower, etc. So this means on the right side there is basically no damage for the queen, which means 2 rages and the queen is getting so much value, it's crazy. Which means overall there are 3 heals back end for the miners. Which means normally you have 2 heals, which is sometimes kind of risky, especially if you cannot take out the eagle. So on this one it was like 3 heal spells for more than 25 miners, and then obviously the siege barracks with the Hawk Riders. This is so much tanking in the core, so let's see how he can make it. Single Inferno Tower is on his queen. He will have to use the queen ability at some point. Warden ability saving all of the miners. Now the heal spell to keep the Hawk Riders and the miners in the core alive. Royal Champion is getting placed in a second as well. There it is, and now everything is coming in. The queen is still trying to somehow stay alive. Even if she's dying, it wouldn't be too bad because the healers would switch. Now a free spell on the back end scatter shot to keep the queen a little bit longer alive. Make sure that she's getting the wizard tower out of the way. And there's still 1 freaking heal spell left. So queen is going to die in a second, I guess. And this means the healer is going to switch over. And well, there's so much healing. Once again, a triple. And not only a triple, it's once again one of those overkills. So nicely done by Lex. And this means this is going to be another triple for us. This means this is going to be the win. 14-11 in the next final. Which means we won the Prime Time and the Pineapple Cup back to back. And yeah, super excited for the next tournament. So far it's working really well for us, and I'm super excited to everything which is going to happen in the near future. Let's see how this will go. I hope you guys liked this video. I think in the next couple of videos we will switch back to some other type of videos, since those really long videos might be a bit too exhausting to watch. I hope you guys liked it nonetheless. I will see you hopefully back tomorrow for another video. See you guys until then, and bye bye.